My name is Damien, and I interviewed Jacob Pratt.
My name is Keisha Lowe, and I did Jacob Pratt's poster.
I grew up everywhere. We traveled a lot. So, let's see. The longest, maybe Gordon's Reserve.
Okay. And what's your home reserve?
Cody.
Okay. Alright. What was your child like growing up?
My childhood. I grew up in a very traditional family. I was a dancer, so I traveled a lot for dancing and ceremonies and things like that. My family moved a lot, so I probably lived in more places than I can count. I guess I didn't have a really well-off childhood. We didn't have a whole lot of money or anything like that. Just kind of typical little kid.
Okay. What challenges have you faced in becoming a role model for young Aboriginal people?
My life was filled with challenges. First off, just growing up on the res. I mean, that's just a born-into challenge, just growing up on the res with little opportunity or anything like that. My family was really poor, so that was always a challenge. People always doubted me growing up. People used to always tell me that I'd never amount to anything, or I'd never go anywhere, and I wasn't smart enough, or all these different kinds of things that were kind of placed on me, these concepts of who I was. I had a lot of difficulty in school when it came to things like math and things like that. I was never really good at it, but I managed to squeeze through. Encountered a bunch of racism, things like that. There's always challenges. There's always something to challenge you through life. But I never let anything kind of stop me or change what I was doing. So I just always tried to work my way through all those things.
Okay. As a multi-talented individual, how did you acquire all these talents, like flute, modeling, and acting?
Well, I guess my talents, like everybody says, I'm a jack of all trades and can do all this stuff, but really it just kind of started with one thing. It was just kind of my creativity, and I was kind of put into powwow dancing as a young kid, and I worked on that for a long time, and then somebody gave me a flute, so I started to work on that. And it's kind of funny because people think I have multi-talents, but I really don't. I just had one talent, and I kept growing that talent, and somehow those talents, if you keep developing them, will actually transition into other talents that you didn't even know you had, because your core talent just grew enough to encompass other areas. So I really only have one talent, and it's just grown is what it is.
What are some of your goals in life?
Goals in life. I want to be successful. Now, success to me is not like money in a Rolls Royce with spinners or anything like that. Success to me is, it might be a little kind of a negative way to look at it, but my idea of success is that if one day I was told I only had, a month to live, success would be to me if I could look back on what I've done to that point and be happy with what I've done. So to me, that's what success is, and I just strive to be satisfied with what I've done with my life to the day I'm living.
Who has helped you get where you are today?
That's a tough question. I've had a number of people help me and guide me at different points in my life. However, I've never had one person really help me do everything. I've never had one person to do anything. a lot of the things I've had to do, I've had to find motivation and drive to do on my own. Because being a res kid who's poor, there's not a lot of people willing to give you things. So it was really making my own way and just finding certain people that would be able to help me or support me at certain points, and then find the next person for the next support. So, yeah.
What made you want to work with and inspire youth?
My work with youth started when I was really young, actually. When I was just entered into 10th grade, I lived in BC, and I was asked to go and speak at a youth conference to grades 3s and 4s. And I was a shy kid, and I had never spoken in front of anybody. And they just wanted me to talk about bullying and racism. And so I did. And I started talking to these grade 3s and 4s. And over the years, it just kind of grew to be something that I realized I really enjoyed doing. And I've just developed over the years. And I really like working with young people because I could see kids just like me. Because when I was a kid, just a little kid on the res, you don't see all the potential you really have in your life. So, and then to see where I've gone accidentally in my life, to see these young Native kids that, my phone's just blowing up. Shut up. So to see a bunch of Native kids that have an untapped potential to do amazing things in their life is awesome to me, because I just want to see them surprise themselves.
Okay. What would be your advice to youth that want to go off and reach their goals and aspirations but don't think that they can do it?
Well, I would say nobody ever thinks they can reach their goals at first, because a goal is a huge, huge thing that you always want to achieve, and it always seems unattainable. But what I've seen time and time again is that young Native kids don't realize how powerful they are and how much potential they have to actually reach those goals. And in the process of reaching your goals, you're going to find new goals, bigger and larger, and keep going to that point. So my advice would be to never ever let anybody limit you, including yourself, because you can also limit yourself. So never let yourself or anybody else ever limit your true potential, because you'll surprise them and you'll surprise yourself.
Okay. How can youth today build positive relationships that will help them succeed in the future?
How do you build positive relationships? Well, that's something really key, actually. The people that you connect yourself with in your life are really, really important for your future. If you pick the wrong people to be a part of your life, they'll have a negative effect on who you are, because you're allowing something negative in your life. So picking the right kind of positive people, the right group of people, is going to be key to your success. So I say, when you're allowing somebody to be in your life in some capacity, make sure that they support you and you support them. It has to be a thing. It has to be about working with people that are positive. If you can find those people that are positive, then you're going to help them and they'll help you. And that's, it'll take you a long ways. It'll take each other a long way.
That's